Hello and welcome back to my very first penthouse build. And this is the biggest penthouse I've ever built. It's also the most luxurious one. But this penthouse has 3 stories, and the third story is only for the parents, which I think is really cool. The second story is only for the kids, but there's also a music room. And on the first floor, there's obviously the kitchen, the living room, the dining room. There's even a second living room, you'll see it a bit later, and also a private home gym and an office. I think there are actually 2 offices, one on the first level and one on the third level, but in the end I'll do an entire house tour or penthouse tour because I did skip some rooms since this video would have been way too long and probably kind of boring, but you'll see everything in the end. Building this penthouse actually took me multiple days, and I think to date it's still the biggest project I've made for YouTube, so it was a lot of work and a lot of thinking and trying out new layouts because it's a really huge space and I tried to make it look really cool. However, it does look a bit out of place. I did not try to make it fit with the surroundings. I just wanted to make something really extravagant. I just imagined a really rich family moving to the city and deciding that they really want a really cool penthouse, and they just did whatever they wanted to because they have the money for it. But yeah, so you can see me right here use a lot of this wood color and also white, and that will be the main color scheme that will continue also in the interior of the house. And I personally really like it because it really is a bright, luxurious and nice space. And for now you can see me figure out the layout, which was really a challenge, but I'll speak to you when we'll start doing something more fun, I think. So maybe you can tell by now, but my focus in the beginning was just to make it look nice from the outside. That's usually the way I do it when I build something that's not an apartment. And it works really well for me because then I can adjust the interior to the outside basically, because I do think that the outside is really important in The Sims. In real life it doesn't really matter because usually apartments or houses just look like a box, but in The Sims if you do that it looks really unappealing. So yeah, I just try to focus to make it look nice from the outside and then adjust, as I said, the interior to it. In this build I used a lot of those wooden wall dividers. They actually came with the bathroom pack from Hey Harry and Felix Andre. I will link it down below in the description box. But that was like the main item that I really needed to make the penthouse look interesting and also luxurious. Oh, and if you're interested, I built this penthouse on the Stargazer lounge lot. Before that it was a lounge, and you can change the type of the lot easily and make it into a penthouse. And it's located in the Uptown, which I also like to call the rich people district. Even though there's not much space for the outside area, I still think that it turned out really cool, as I still had enough space to place a big pool here and also a barbecue area and even a pond. But other than that, I also tried to use a lot of greenery and just green items to make it seem also eco-friendly and modern. I feel like a lot of the new and modern houses always have a lot of plants and also plants on the walls, which you'll also see me add. I don't know when, but maybe I'll show you when I do the house tour by the end. And we are finally moving on to the interior. The kitchen is huge, and besides the kitchen being so huge, I also added a pantry. As I already said, this is a really luxurious house. And if you live in a penthouse like that, I'm sure you have a pantry where you hide all of your ugly kitchen appliances so that the aesthetic of the house is not ruined. This is not the final version of the kitchen, by the way. I will show you the way it looks in a second. But I had to play around with it quite a bit because I wasn't too sure what style I wanted to go for, but I feel like it looks really, really cool and I would love to have a kitchen like that. I feel like some apartments are smaller than this entire kitchen, which is insane, but that's the fun part of building houses and apartments that are this huge. And this is the way the final kitchen looks like. In my opinion, wooden kitchens can look sometimes quite cheap, but I feel like in this instance and with this kind of quality of CC, it just looks really bougie. So now we're moving on to the living room, and I use the kitchen cabinets to create a wall that looks like storage space. And in general, it really helps to use the same or similar items throughout the entire build because it really helps to make the space look as expensive as possible. I'll have to look up how much the house costs in the end, but even just by now, and I've only finished the kitchen and the living room, this house already costs about 225,000 simoleons, which is so much money. So I think even by now I have achieved my goal and created a really expensive and luxurious penthouse. And this is where I decided to make the rooms actually a bit more divided. It was a bit too open for my liking. And this is the second living room that I was talking about. It's just a chill area where you can hang out with your friends and guests. I don't know, I just needed something to put there because I had so much space that I needed to fill. It was actually pretty hard to just think about what kind of items and places I could create. And this is, by the way, the guest bathroom. And here you can also see the gym, and next to the gym will be the office. Nothing too crazy, just some really cool rooms. I feel like I've said cool so many times by now. I really need to think of new words to use. So we're almost done with the first floor. The only part left is the outside area, and as you can see, here is the lounge area, and that's where the grill will be. So yeah, I would love to have an outside space like this. And right beside this area, there will be also a pond where you can actually put sharks in. So I feel like that's a really rich people thing. I think only rich people would do stuff like that. I mean, only rich people, or Sims in this case, would have the money to do even something like this. Not that I would do something like that, because I don't think it's fair to the sharks, but those people don't care. And your Sims do not have to put any animals in this pond, it just can be decorative. So we're finally moving on to the second floor, but before that I want to show you quickly the final exterior of the house, and I feel like it's such a pretty penthouse. It's one of my prettiest builds. But yeah, now we are furnishing the second floor, which, as I said, will mainly be the floor for the kids. And I was thinking about this family having 3 children. So 2 of them are teenagers, as I already mentioned in the beginning, and one of them is a kid. And I really went all out when I was creating those rooms for the kids, because each of them have their own walk-in wardrobe and also their own bathroom, which is such a dream. One of those children's rooms / wardrobe and bathroom is way bigger than most apartments in the city. It's ridiculous, but I love it. It was so much fun. And this is the first teenager room. I use a lot of those high school pack posters because they really help in distinguishing whether it's a teenager's room or an adult room. And maybe you can tell by now, but the bedrooms are still really huge, and that's why I put a wall in the middle to divide the area a bit. And on one side of the room there's the bedroom, and on the other side each of the children have their own small living room. And this is the kid room. It actually is a bit smaller than the teenager rooms. It's still really big, but it looks a bit more cramped, I guess. But they also have their own bathroom and walk-in wardrobe, as you can tell. But now we're moving on to one of the coolest rooms, in my opinion, which is the music room. And I feel like it looks really aesthetically pleasing. It looks so nice, and I would love to make music here. So we're almost done with this house build, and I just wanted to add that you can look really forward to this feature wall. I created a interesting kind of wall by placing those panels that came with the Snowy Escape expansion pack. Then I deleted those walls and placed columns on each of the ends, and this way it turned out quite unique and different. But that's mostly it, so I'll see you guys when I'll do the house tour. So this is the final house, and that's the exterior. I feel like it turned out really modern and green. So this is the entrance area where you can also have a seat. That's the really pretty kitchen and the pantry, the dining room, the second living room. That's the main living room, I guess the formal living room, with a little hallway leading to the gym and office and the guest bathroom. That's a quick overview, and here you can also see again the outside area. This is the second level, and first we are going to look at the kid room. So then this is the teenagers room, and here you could also see the bathroom and the walk-in wardrobe. They also have their own balcony, and this is the second teenagers room. And right beside that there is the music room, and that's the final second floor. Moving on now to the third floor, we have an office, a bigger office than on the first level, and this is the master bedroom with an own little living room, a really pretty balcony where you have an amazing view and even a whirlpool. And of course the parents also have their own walk-in wardrobe and a really big bathroom with a huge shower. I don't know why I made it so big, but that's it. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!